It's the last episode of 2025, and as we say goodbye to the year, we've got to break down the last bit of news to wrap up the year. On the movie side, we're going to non-spoiler talk about Anaconda. That's right, the new comedy reboot version that you didn't see coming, starring Jack Black and Paul Rudd. We're going to chat about that one. I finally caught Bugonia. What a weird-ass movie. I'm going to chat about it. Over on the TV side of things, the Copenhagen Test dropped. This is Simu Liu's new spy thriller. Stranger Things dropped Volume 2 of Season 5. Was it worth the hype? We're going to chat about it. And I just wrapped up Murdaugh, the Death in the Family. And oh my God, what a show that one turned out to be. That and a whole bunch more. So strap on in. It's time for the last episode of 2025 right now on Am I on the Air? Well, what is going down, everybody? Welcome back once again to another brand new edition of Am I on the Air? My name is DONMEGA, and I'm your host. I'm so happy that you're here to join me once again to get caught up with all the latest and the greatest when it comes to entertainment news and television, movies, and non-spoiler reviews. You come right here on a week-by-week basis to get caught up with it all. Tonight, it's Season 31. It's Episode 5, and tonight's show is titled Sneaky Snake. That's right, Sneaky Snake. We're going to be breaking down the news from Christmas Day, December the 25th, through today, December the 30th. And that's right, this is the last episode of Am I on the Air for 2025. Tomorrow is New Year's Eve, and we bring in 2026, and hopefully we'll bring it in with a bang. We need a really good year to come up here. The doomsday clock is a-ticking as we now prepare to ride the one-year journey to Avengers Doomsday. So I have to make it through 2026 so I can get to that damn movie. We're going to chat some news about that one here coming up in a little bit. But man, I can't believe that 2025 is over. And as we're wrapping up, it gets me really excited because coming up here in the next week or two, it will be time for the very special annual Am I Still on the Air? Top 10 movies of 2025 and top 10 most anticipated of 2026. I am so ready for that one. This is one of my favorite episodes of the year. We'll get the guys together. We'll go live on the YouTube and we will break down our list. And I'm so excited to get into that. But that's what's to come. Tonight, we got to wrap up 2025. I don't think it's going to be a ton of news because it was a holiday week. We dropped our last episode on Christmas Eve. I hope you all caught that because, yes, it was a day late. And I hope everybody didn't just think, oh, he didn't drop a new episode for the week. I did. It came out on Christmas Eve, and it was titled Dream is One. We talked about Avatar, Fire and Ash, The Housemaid, and an early viewing of We Bury the Dead, plus a whole bunch more on the TV side. So make sure you check out that episode if you missed it. But yeah, we got to get in one more to wrap it all up. So let's jump on in. Over on the movie side, we went back to the theater and we checked out the new comedy Anaconda. I was so excited when I read the premise to this thing, and we talked about this movie like a year ago on this very show, that Jack Black and Paul Rudd were going to do a comedy version of Anaconda, which at first sounded very, very weird, but then when you really get into it and you see that they're doing this meta approach, that when they were younger, they loved the movie Anaconda, and they get this chance as adults to be like, hey, let's fulfill a dream. They used to love to make home movies when they were younger, and they're like, hey, let's do what we did as kids. Let's go down to Brazil. Let's go to the rainforest and let's shoot our own Anaconda movie. Let's do our own spiritual sequel, our own follow-up to the Jennifer Lopez Ice Cube film that we all know and love with the giant rubber snake. But the funny thing is that this is a very meta approach. That movie exists in real life. They go down to film this movie, and of course, guess what? There's a real anaconda down there. So So I love the premise. And of course, I love Paul Rudd and I love Jack Black. So this movie was going to work for me really probably on any level because of those two guys. And then you throw in Daniela Melchior, from most people know from Suicide Squad, the one that James Gunn did. She's really good in this. Thandie Newton and Steve Zahn play the other two friends in the friend group with Jack Black and Paul Rudd. And it's just, is this the greatest movie in the world? No. Is this the funniest movie of the year? No, it's not. But did you have fun? Yes. And that's really all it's about at the end of the day. Again, I go to the movies to have fun. I go to escape. And that's what this movie did, man. I love the premise. I love the comedy. I love the actors in it. It had a lot of laugh out loud moments. It had a lot of surprises. And at the end of the day, man, I walked out with a real big smile on my face. And that's really all I can ask for a film like this. So I give Anaconda 3 out of 5 stars. It was really, really good, really strong. I would go 3.5, but I hate half stars, so I'm going to just go at 3. It didn't quite make it to the 4 for me, unfortunately. I think I would have had to laugh a little bit harder, but that's not taking anything away. I had a great time with this, and I would recommend going out and seeing it if you're a fan of these actors and you think the premise sounds cool. Lots of good gags. They do give away a little bit too much in the trailer. I will say that because there were some moments in the movie that I was like, man, if I hadn't seen the trailer, this would probably play a little bit funnier. But it's all good, man. It's all good. Definitely check out Anaconda, now playing in theaters. Then I checked out a movie that I was kind of hesitant to go into. There was a little movie that came out just a couple months ago called Bugonia. And this one, of course, directed by Yorgos Lanthimos, who did, Poor Things, and he did, God, I can't remember the other one he did. Poor Things, Rich Things, I don't know, To Me Tomorrow, Timmy, Tommy, Tammy. Let me see if I can figure this out real quick. Kinds of Kindness, that's what I was thinking of. So, he actually did more than I really even remember him doing. A lot of foreign films, and then he did The Lobster with Colin Farrell, which I never saw, but didn't hear very much about. The Killing of a Sacred Deer, The Favorite. Of course, Poor Things is where he got his nominations. And then Kinds of Kindness came out right after. And he's been on this role with Emma Stone, right? Emma Stone was in Poor Things and Kinds of Kindness. And then now she's the star here in Bugonia with, what's his face? Jesse Plemons. With Jesse Plemons. And he's another big guy that he uses all the time. So this one, from the drop of the trailer, I was like, this looks so effing weird. And like I said, I'm not a fan of this dude's other movies, so I didn't go to the theater. I didn't rush out to see this one. I just kind of was like, whatever. It dropped this past weekend on Peacock, and I'm way more open to checking things out when they hit streaming. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to give this one a shot. Let's see how it goes. 2 conspiracy-obsessed young men kidnapped the high-powered CEO of a major company, convinced that she is an alien, intent of destroying planet Earth. Yes, that is the premise here. Emma Stone here as that high-powered CEO that gets kidnapped. Jesse Plemons plays Teddy. He's the guy that does the kidnapping, along with Aidan Delbis, who plays Don. And they're the ones that do the kidnapping. And yes, they kidnap this CEO, and they're, like, we think you're an alien, and you're like, this dude's crazy or she's crazy. How is this going to play out? Because with this director, things are going to be more than what they seem, right? So is anyone telling the truth here? Is there going to be a bigger twist? How is this going to play out? And I actually found it pretty damn intriguing as it played on. Again, I've seen a lot of people throw this movie out for awards and this and that. I don't know if I would go that far with any of it. Maybe Emma Stone, she did really, really good in this. At the end of the day, I was like, after I finished this one, I was like, I didn't hate it. And that's exactly what my wife said. As soon as the credits hit, she looked at me and she goes, well, I didn't hate it. And I was like, that's exactly what I was thinking. I didn't hate it. I didn't love it, but I actually dug it more than I thought I would. I had a decent time watching this one, and I was very hooked in to seeing what was really going to be the ultimate answer here in this movie. Is there more than meets the eye? And this movie delivers on several fronts. So now that it's on streaming, man, I would recommend checking this one out and seeing what you think. So I give Bugonia 3 out of 5 stars as well. I thought it was good, and I gotta say, it's worth the shot. I don't know if I would sit through it again. I don't know if I would buy it. I don't know if I would give it a secondary watch. But for a good one-time over on streaming, it worked. So check out Bugonia on Peacock. All right, over on the TV side of things, the new show of the week that I checked out was the Copenhagen Test. I've been waiting for this one here because it stars my boy Simu Liu, as most of you know as Shang-Chi. But I love everything this guy does. He's such a cool actor and such a nice guy. So I really wanted to represent for this. Melissa Barrera is the other lead in this as well, too. Of course, from Scream 5 and 6 and some other movies there. Abigail earlier in the year. She's really awesome. So in this one here, Simu Liu plays an analyst who discovers that his eyes and ears have been hacked. He's drawn into a controlled world designed by his agency to draw out their enemies. This is a spy thriller, and it's very, very complicated. This is a show that I would say you got to really pay attention to understand what's going on. If you're not paying attention or you're on your phone, you're going to look up and be like, what the hell's going on? Because things are going, and they're going at a really fast pace. There's a lot of moving pieces. There's a lot of characters trying to figure out who's good, who's bad, who's double crossing, what's going on. It's a lot to absorb, but overall, I really dig the show. They dropped all the episodes. There's 8 episodes. They dropped all 8 on Peacock, and it is a Peacock original. And I have watched the first 4. So I'm halfway through the season, and I really dig it. You know, sometimes it is a little bit of a slow pace, but when things go, they go, and it's got a great cast, and I really dig this one. So I would definitely throw up a recommend on the TV side for you guys to check out the Copenhagen Test, now streaming over on Peacock. Stranger Things dropped the second half of the new season, season 5, volume 2. They dropped 3 more episodes. Remember, on Thanksgiving, we got the first 4 episodes. Then we just got 3 more on Christmas. And then the finale is going to drop tomorrow on Netflix on New Year's Eve. And it will be playing in theaters as well. I'm actually going to see the finale in theaters actually on New Year's Day on January 1st. So I'm going to have to be like la 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 on social media when Stranger Things ends tomorrow, because I'm going to try not to watch it and go in fresh at the movie theater and see how it all wraps up. But we're here to talk about Volume 2, and I gotta say, it was a letdown. It was a big letdown. I love this show to death. And when it came out on Thanksgiving with those first 4 episodes, I loved it. I loved all 4 of those first episodes. I was like, this season is killing it. We are on fire. You know, let's go. Then they dropped these 3 episodes, and it was a letdown. Nothing really happens in these 3 episodes. It's a lot of talk. It's a lot of planning. It's a lot of just exposition. There's a couple quick action scenes, and I'm talking maybe 5 minutes worth. Other than that, talky. So pretty boring, man, and a pretty big letdown when it comes down to it. So I've got my fingers crossed that they are saving everything they got for this 2-hour and 8-minute finale that is going to drop tomorrow, and I'm ready for it, man. I think they will nail the landing because those first 4 were strong. They had a hiccup with these 3, but I think there's a reason they separated out the finale, and it's going to be because it's going to be pretty damn gangster on its own. So I'm ready for it, but that's how I feel about Volume 2. And lastly, I always like to go back and circle back to a show that maybe I've reviewed on this show already, but I've only seen the first couple episodes, and I want to get into more now that I finished. And that show is Murdaugh. Death in the Family. And when I say murder, I'm not talking about murder. I'm talking about Murdaugh. That's the name of this family. Murdaugh. The Murdaugh family. This is a crazy story. When I reviewed this show weeks ago, I had only watched the first or second episode. And I was kind of on it. Not knowing what was in my future watching this show. This story ballooned. There was so much going on with this family. Corruption, lies, deaths, murder, fraud, conspiracies. There's just so much going on. You gotta watch it. It is so damn good. And shout out to Jason Clarke, who was the lead in this show. I thought he was fantastic. Everybody's really good in this show, but he just nailed it as this character. And it was an amazing true story watch. That, a hell of a story that I'm going to definitely be looking into more and maybe checking out some documentaries, because I need to see more about this damn story. You'd be surprised at how much goes on in this 8-episode series. So check out Murdaugh, Death in the Family. This is all episodes now streaming on Hulu. Okay, that's what I got for you guys on the review side. Going back to the theater, Anaconda, now in theaters, 3 out of 5 stars. Bugonia, over on streaming now on Peacock, 3 out of 5 stars. On the TV side, the Copenhagen Test, thumbs up, check it out. A whole season dropped on Peacock. Stranger Things Season 5 Volume 2, now streaming on Netflix. The finale drops tomorrow. And then Murdaugh, Death in the Family, all episodes now streaming over on Hulu as well. Okay, that's our reviews. Let's get on into the box office. This is for the traditional 3-day weekend. Now, remember, a lot of these movies came out actually on Christmas on Wednesday. So the box office, they accumulated more money than it sounds. But we're talking traditional Friday, Saturday, Sunday, okay? Coming in number 10, it's Five Nights at Freddy's 2, which is now available on premium VOD, by the way, if you want to check that out and rent it or buy it. Number 9 is Wicked for Good, which just dropped on PVOD today. So check that out with the sing-along version. Number 8 was a debut. It's Hugh Jackman's new one with Kate Hudson, Song Sung Blue. It came out number 8 with 7 million, and over the Christmas weekend, it made 11.4. Number 7 was the SpongeBob movie. Number 6 was David. Number 5 was the debut of Anaconda with 14.5 million. But did really well since it opened on Christmas. So if you add in the other couple days before the weekend, it actually made 23.5 million. So almost another 10 mil just for 2 more days. So very nice debut there for Anaconda, which didn't cost an arm and a leg to make. So number 4 was The Housemaid, which I absolutely, again, loved. Definitely check out The Housemaid. 15.3 million. Number 3 was Marty Supreme, as it opened up into more theaters. That was in limited release, and now it went out to all the theaters, man. It's playing in over 3,000 screens now. So you have Marty Supreme at number 3 with 17.7 million. Number 2 was Zootopia 2 with 19 million. And number 1 was Fire and Ash, Avatar. Avatar 3 bringing in another 63 million. And then if you count in the Christmas holiday, a couple more days on it, it made almost another 80-something million. So it's doing really, really well. It only had a 20% drop from week 1 to week 2, which is incredible, man. What holding power right there. The movie has already made over almost 800 million. So it is going to definitely hit $1 billion by this weekend. So once again, for all of you that doubted Avatar, shame on you. Funny story about Avatar, by the way. I just want to kind of make fun of this, that, when Avatar 2 came out, my wife was very standoffish about it. And she was like, I don't really care. I don't really want to see it. And I drug her to the movie. Unfortunately, she was sick that day when I drug her to the movie, so she did not enjoy it. And I always felt in my heart that she didn't enjoy Avatar 2 because she was sick and she was just in a bad mood, right? So Avatar 3 now is out. It's years later, and I'm like, hey, do you want to see Avatar 3? And she's like, no, I hate those movies. I don't really want to watch Avatar. It's a funny thing because, Facebook does a little, here's your memories, right? Facebook loves to show you your memories. And her memory popped up today. This just happened earlier tonight. She was looking at her memories on Facebook, and she had made a post, 15 years ago? Whenever the first Avatar came out. And her Facebook post said, Avatar was really awesome. I highly recommend you see it in 3D. And I said, oh, really? So you did like Avatar. So I don't know where this hate came from. She manifested it in her head. But at one point, she really dug Avatar. When she saw that first movie with me, she really liked it. And she even recommended it on Facebook in 3D. So that really does solidify to me that she didn't like that second one because she was sick. So I'm really trying hard to get her to go see the third. She's still trying to fight me on it, but I know deep down inside in her subconscious, there is a love for the Na'vi and Pandora in her heart. So funny story there about Avatar. So I just wanted to shout that out. So that is the box office. Let's get on over to the news of the week. And like I said, it's a little bit of a shorter week since we did the last episode on Christmas Eve. And there wasn't much news over the last couple of days because of the holiday week. But we do have some stuff. So let's get into it. If you want to see any of the trailers or read any of the news articles, definitely check them out over on our X page, x.com/amiontheair. All right, we have the first teaser for David O. Russell's Madden. That's right, the true story about Madden, and it stars Nicolas Cage as John Madden. Also has Christian Bale, John Mulaney, Kathryn Hahn, and Sienna Miller. This movie is coming out Thanksgiving of 2026. Looks really good, man. I'm not a football guy, but seeing Nicolas Cage as John Madden's pretty hilarious. Let's see here. We have the first trailer for Apex. I'm really excited about this one. It stars Charlize Theron and Taron Egerton. I love both of these people. The film follows a grieving woman who is hunted by a ruthless predator in the Australian wilderness. This comes out on Netflix on April 24th, so check out that trailer. It looks really, really good. We have the new teaser for the 8th and final season of Outlander that premieres March 6th over on Starz. We have the official trailer for Bridgerton Season 4. Part 1 drops January 29th, and Part 2 drops February 26th over on Netflix. James Cameron, congratulations. He's going to be the first director to make 4 $1 billion films in a row. That's right. You got Titanic, Avatar, Avatar Way of Water, and Avatar Fire and Ash. 4 films in the $1 billion club back to back. So congratulations there to James Cameron. That should be a deal this weekend. James Cameron also said that he's going to hold a press conference to reveal the ending of the Avatar franchise if he doesn't make the 4th and 5th films. He says, he definitely wants everyone to know how he originally planned to end it. He's still kind of being a little ho-hum on if he's going to make 4 and 5, so we'll have to wait and see there, but he will let us know. Let's see here. Just some box office stuff I'm going to skip over because we talked about that already. The Strangers Chapter 3 is going to be hitting theaters on February 6th. I don't know who's still waiting for that one anymore because those first 2 bombed so hard, but it's coming. We have the first teaser for Ryan Murphy's new show, The Beauty. This premieres January 21st over on FX. Timu Taijanto is set to direct the live-action Sleeping Dogs movie that will also star Simu Liu. So look at that. 2 shout-outs in one podcast, Simu. Congratulations there. I can't wait, dude. Sleeping Dogs is an awesome video game, and it's going to be really cool to see that movie adaptation. The Duffer Brothers say that the Stranger Things spin-off show will be a completely different story in a completely different location with completely different actors and characters. So there you go. It's not a direct spin-off. You're going to get something totally different, and I am super, super down for that right there. Like I said, Avatar 3 with the Christmas week brought in $88 million, and it has already passed $760 million globally. So congratulations there. That is super, super cool. It is already the 6th highest grossing Hollywood release of the year. So that is pretty damn awesome. Let's see here. We have the official teaser trailer for Malcolm in the Middle. Remember, we're getting a little reboot here. It's called Malcolm in the Middle, Life's Still Unfair. It's a 4-part special that will start streaming on Hulu on April 10th. Congratulations to Zoe Saldana, who's about to become the highest grossing actor of all time worldwide. I think this is the one that Scarlett Johansson just got, and now Zoe is about to pass her because of Avatar. So, Scarlett got the jump because of Jurassic Park, and then of course the Avengers movies. Well, now Zoe, who is also in the Avengers movies, has Avatar on her back. So as soon as this one passes $1 billion, she's about to be the highest grossing actor of all time. So pretty cool there. We have the first trailer for Memory of a Killer. This one stars Patrick Dempsey. The series follows a hitman who's leading a double life but has a deadly personal secret. He's developed early onset Alzheimer's. This premieres January 25th over on Fox. I like this trailer. I thought it looked really good. Ryan Coogler says his X-Files series will have a similar structure as the original show. He says we intend on having both Monsters of the Week and also the overarching conspiracy theory. There you go. The new film, The Threesome, which came out in kind of limited release but had some really good reviews with Zoe Deutch, Jonah Hauer-King, and Ruby Cruz, is now streaming over on Netflix. This is about one man's threesome with his longtime crush and an alluring stranger leads to romance and unexpected consequences. So that is now streaming again on Netflix currently. George Clooney was talking, doing some interviews about his new stuff, and he confirmed that they are moving forward on another Ocean's 11 sequel. He says Julia Roberts, Matt Damon, Brad Pitt, and Don Cheadle are all returning for the upcoming Ocean's 11 sequel, which will begin shooting in October. He says, we're too old to do what we used to do, but we're still smart enough to know how to get away with something, and that's what appeals to me, Clooney says. He says they've lost a step, and they need to find a way to work around their limitations. So there you go, man. Old man crew doing the heist, and I love it. So give me another Oceans. I'm there for it. So on last week's show, we talked about the first little kind of teaser trailer that dropped for Avengers Doomsday. With Chris Evans being announced as returning, Steve Rogers back for Avengers Doomsday. And then, supposedly there's different versions of this trailer that's dropping over the next several weeks. And all the rumors have been that Thor was the second one. And today, Marvel released the official 4K official trailer. Because, of course, some of us have seen the leak. We've seen the pictures. We kind of had an idea what it was. And but today they made it official. And so Thor's little teaser trailer came out earlier today. It's only about 1:10 or so. But it's pretty cool, man. It kind of gave me chills. It has Thor talking to Odin. He's in the forest and he's saying, basically, grant me the power one more time to fight, grant me the ability to, beat my opponent so I can get back home and be the father that I'm meant to be. Because remember, at the end of Love and Thunder, he adopted a daughter. He got Love. And in this trailer, you see him in Love. And he's trying to protect her, which creates a very cool theme. Because if you look at the first teaser, Steve Rogers has a baby. And then over here, you got, Thor with Love. So is Doctor Doom going around and collecting the children of these heroes? Like, how does this play into the story? It's very, very interesting. So check this one out. It is pretty damn awesome. And I'm just going to tell you right now, I saw the leaked version of the third one. And I'm not one to really sit here and do spoilers, but this stuff is all over the internet. So I'm just going to say this third trailer that is going to drop probably in a week on social media when they put out the real version. The third one's for the X-Men, and it's Patrick Stewart's Professor X, it's Magneto with Ian McKellen, and it ends with James Marsden's Cyclops in the X-Men 97 outfit. It's pretty chilling. It's awesome. I think it's the best of the three so far, and I can't wait to see it in high definition. So, little teaser there that's what's coming next is a little X-Men will return in Avengers Doomsday. We have the final trailer for Stranger Things. Remember, the finale airs tomorrow night, 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific. And we have the little last trailer. It's only about 1:20, so check that out. Tron Ares, that's right, one of my favorites of the year. I love Tron Ares. Officially is finally coming to Disney Plus on January 7th. So if you missed this one in theaters, which I think a lot of you did, and you shouldn't have, because it was a theatrical experience for sure, will begin streaming on Disney Plus January 7th. Like I said, Wicked for Good is now available to watch at home on PVOD. We have the official trailer for Shrinking Season 3. I love this show. One of the best shows on television right now is Shrinking. So Season 3 coming January 28th over on Apple TV. Great trailer right here, so check that one out. We have over 50 new movies that are being added to Disney Plus and Hulu this week, and we have the full list, so check that out if you're interested. Predator Badlands is releasing on digital on January 6th, so we're almost there. I can't wait to see Badlands once again. And ABC has released a trailer for Will Trent, its new season, which drops on January 6th. So check out that trailer. And that's the news. I told you, man, we were going to rock through the news pretty quickly here because it was just a holiday week. So it was more about the reviews tonight for sure. But that's it, guys. That is our show. That is our final episode here of 2025. Let's wrap her up. AmIOnTheAir.com is the official webpage. Make sure you bookmark it where you can get to everything, episodes, social media stuff. It's all right there. AmIOnTheAir.com. Make sure you follow us over on Facebook. Give us a like on Facebook.com/AmIOnTheAir. You could follow me and the show directly on the X at AmIOnTheAir and at DXDonMega. You can also follow us on our Threads, our Blue Sky, simply same handles. Don't forget our other social medias like TikTok, YouTube, Instagram. Just search Am I on the Air, all one word. Make sure you subscribe to the podcast over on Apple Podcasts or Spotify, wherever you listen. Subscribe so you never miss an episode. And please leave a review. It would really, really help me out. I bust my ass on this show for you guys, so please leave a review. Please. I don't ask for money. I ask for a review. And thank you to our great affiliates over at Red Dragons Radio and the Pop Culture Pros. Make sure you follow them at Red Dragons Radio and at PopCulture_Pros for our show and other shows that are simply on demand and you can listen to anytime. That'll do it for me on this December the 30th, tomorrow, New Year's Eve. Be safe, everybody. Please don't drink and drive. Be safe as we count down into 2026. January 1st, I'll be checking out Stranger Things finale in the theater. Fingers crossed that it's going to rock it. And we'll see what else comes our way. And we'll be back next week with the first new episode of 2026. And as we prepare for that big special for the top 10 films of 2025 and most anticipated of 2026. Am I still on the air? Coming soon. Keep an eye out for that as well. Take care of yourselves and each other. And until next year, y'all. Peace. Red Dragons!